We're Jess and Jesse, the Vandering Minstrels. We purchased a Ford Transit at the beginning of the pandemic and have been busy converting it into a tiny home on wheels. This episode, we tackle one of the most important elements of our build, installing a roof rack and solar panels. As we decide to design and build our roof rack from scratch, we realize that a lot can go wrong with so many moving parts.
They're very off.
It's a problem I knew about, but I thought it would be fine. Not letting the good be the enemy of the perfect. Not being the perfect being the enemy that, I don't know. So this build, guys, was slow and bumpy and
tedious.
Yes, it was a long one. There were a number of issues we ran into. We sourced parts from different manufacturers. I don't think they matched up 100%
They didn't.
all the time. Yeah, and some of the parts we got, we just had to order replacements for because they were just machined wrong. In the end, though, happy with the result. Really excited.
Yeah, they turned out really great. I was not very involved in this project. My brain was not on the wavelength of figuring out how to install solar panels and how much we needed and estimating the amount of energy that we might use. So this was all you, really, and I just helped in a couple spots, but this was really your project. You will hear a lot of dog barking in this video. We live in a neighborhood that has a lot of dogs and they are barking a lot of the time, and it's pretty difficult to work around it completely. We can't do much about it, but if you like dogs, you'll love listening to this video. It took me about an hour, a little over an hour, to drill 9 of these little guys, and these are solar mounting brackets. We have cut down a bunch of aluminum, and now I've got these little guidelines, and I need to drill 2 holes into each of them. They're kind of fun. They remind me of an old cassette tape, so I'm gonna have fun with that. And then I keep doing this over and over and over until 40 of these brackets are made. I'm not crazy. So we are going to assemble and mock up our roof rack with our solar panels and just make sure everything fits okay. Make sure we have a good game plan before we go ahead with installing it on the roof. Just to show you what I'm doing, we have this L bracket here. I'm putting this guy on the back like that. I'm loosely screwing in the bolt just so it, doesn't come out. And then once all of this is in place, like so, I can then slide it into the 80-20, like so. I did it! Let's get the solar panels out. As we discovered, right as we were about to try and fit this solar panel on, these nuts, which we're gonna adhere here and then into the actual 80-20, don't fit somehow. And so now we can't really do anything more on this for the time being.
We can at least slip a bolt through and see if those brackets will fit. Yeah, like that, and see if those 2 holes match.
This will fit.
Yeah, exactly. If the holes are spaced the right length apart. My guess is that they're not.
They're not. They're very off. The 40 brackets that I spent 3 days making were the wrong measurements, and so they don't fit. So for the moment, we're gonna take a pause on that and work on other things and see if we can reassess, get all the parts we need, and get the solar roof rack together. It is day 2 of solar roof rack semi-install. We've hit a few bumps.
We just don't have any of the connectors that are right.
But we're gonna go on the roof today and at least try and kind of dry fit our roof rack to see that it works, and then we'll at least have a better idea of what it'll look like when we're ready to seal it. Just hanging out here on the roof of my Ford Transit, waiting for Jesse to bring up the next piece of 80/20. Oh boy, here it comes. Oh, how much is it overlapping on your side?
Oh, a couple inches.
The next step is to wash off our roof with Iron X and get rid of some of those rust stains that probably came about from the metal shavings when we installed our Max fan. So we gotta get it nice and clean so that when we install our roof rack, we won't have to worry about any rust. This is some great film work you're doing from down there.
Thank you.
Getting everything as clean as I can. Clean as a whistle. I am not even in the shot. There it is.
Wow. There's a ton of purple stuff on here. Oh, it's so gross, guys. It's the worst effing smell. It doesn't taste good either. So I'm up here with my trusty little trim tools. I'm trying to pry this stuff up here. Those bolt holes aren't completely lined up, which is fine, unless they're so misaligned that the bolt won't go in straight and can't turn. And no, it's too far that way. Same with that one. From what I've read, Ford is notorious for this, and so I got to check all 10 and see which ones I need to adjust before I can actually start fitting everything up here. Here's some irony for you. We just did that Iron X yesterday to get rid of all those little particles and control the rust on the roof, and now I've got to go drill more shavings. See if I've got it far enough over. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, good deal.
You did it?
Yeah, I made this little van my boss. I mean, I'm the boss. Yeah, I did it. But what I'm going to first do is take this anti-seize stuff and give that a nice coat. It smells not good. And peel it back. Put this in here like so. Make sure this doesn't touch. And now I can put that down. Do yourself a favor and get a better caulk gun than this. For the main mounting of the solar panels, we decided to use these. We had these from our original plan, which was changed. Now we're going to go back and incorporate this with our second plan. It's going to be faster to drill these out bigger than to make a whole new set of brackets. $32 altered brackets that should give us what we want, plus 8 more custom. We're ready to start assembling.
I'm gonna see what Jesse's up to. So you've assembled like almost half of it?
I would not say almost half of it. I am busy flipping these over because I put them on wrong.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I got these little brackets on, so this is like one piece now. And this is half of it. We're gonna have 6 panels. And there are gonna be like 2 chunks of 3 that will kind of move independently. Yeah. And hopefully give us lots and lots of electricity. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it is beautiful.
This whole thing's kind of
Heavy?
Yeah, but not unliftable on top of the van with 2 people. 50% done.
Keep going. I believe in you.
Alright guys, so there's a problem with the roof rack. It's a problem I knew about, but I thought it would be fine. the roof is like this, kind of like dome shaped, and the attachment points are on each side, which are also slightly dome shaped. So when you put a bracket that you want a horizontal roof rack, or you want rails to attach to on which you can attach a horizontal roof rack, you want it level. Then when you attach your roof rail to it, it's at an angle. So then when you try and mount your crossbar to it, that's shooting off into space instead of going across to meet the other rail on the other side, which also is tilted. I've got more EPDM, which is this 60 durometer hardness synthetic rubber material. So I'm wondering if I can take this and cut this very slight angle like that, and then put this wedge underneath, because the pads are already secured to the top of the van. Why not try and do a solution that will work and be free? I think we did a pretty good job. These guys here, they're about 5 degrees. Make some more of these. I need 10 total. And then we should be able to take the solar panels up and mount them on. So that's exciting. This is nasty. Ugh, look at all this plastic. I've finished all of these guys. All shimmy shim shims. Shim shimmy shim shimmy shim shim my roof. Here underneath there's the pad, and then that little 5 degree beveled shim that I made from the acetal. These roof rack beams look more level. Last time when I connected the other side, it was like up like this. So, and now it's resting, so I'm thinking this might work out.
Looks really good.
I'm super excited. This is like, it's so close. I hope. Well, a not great thing happened last night. It rained, and I didn't have those bolts secured on top of the roof of the van. Rain's still coming over. We're gonna still try and get this done, even though it's still sprinkling a little bit from time to time. But you gotta do what you can do when you can do it. So the rails are pretty much set in place. This crossbar works well across. I've slid it all the way to length and it seems to work fine. Something I'm trying to learn during this build is what's it saying? Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Now just gotta wait for Brian to get up here and get the panels up. No introductions needed, man. The great Brian DePan. He's gonna help us get the solar panel series up on the roof.
Hello over there.
Hi.
So wait, you need to get on this ladder
See
now?
my nose? Lift.
All right, so we are now close.
All right.
Okay. Good. Now, how far back towards the max fan do we want it?
I know.
Okay, so I can pull it like this.
Yeah.
Can you pull it that way over there?
I don't know. I can't get quite the reach that you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is not enough clearance, so we have to add another spacer on there to make sure the panels and the bolts that are hanging down from the panels to secure them are no longer contacting the roof, which they are right now. So we can't have that. That'll scratch the crap out of the paint. It'll cause a lot of rust. So I have to put another piece in so that it goes higher.
Yeah. So we're stuck for today.
We're stuck for today and until I can source the parts.
It's the solar project that never ends.
You know, and I just preached today on camera about not letting the perfect be not letting the good be the enemy of the perfect, not being the perfect being the enemy of the, I don't know. These are the scratches that made us put a bunch of rust protectant on them to try and save it, you know, to cover it up. And then when the bolts scratched the paint off. I thought we had just scratched it because of it came off the track for a second, but it just doesn't have the right clearance.
Hey, I'm sorry things didn't go the way we wanted them to today.
It's okay, we learned a lot.
That's what we're telling ourselves to feel better?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just, I think you and I have wanted these solar panels up there for a while. It's a project that I felt really confident about for a long time. And it seems like it's the one thing I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Like, that wasn't like super intimidating to me. And I was like building with like adult Lincoln logs. It's 80-20. You just cut to fit and then bolt things together. It's like,
yeah,
gonna be great and square and plug and play. And it didn't turn out that way, so, but it's fine. I mean, it's an easy fix. It's just more time and effort.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just kind of where I am with that.
Yeah, understandable.
All right, guys, so a lot to do today. First things first is to make more of these pieces because we need to elevate the rack about 1/4 inch, so this will do that. If everything fits, then we'll be able to get the rack up tomorrow when Brian comes. I made all those spacers, the extra little spacers in there, so now we have 2. Adding this added a little more height. Little things today, big things tomorrow. We are attempt number 2, which has gone way more smoothly. Can't complain, and don't want to celebrate too much because we got another set of 3 panels to put up.
This is the world's smallest space to get an Allen wrench up there.
Yeah, it's not great. We got to tighten out these 2 bolts right here, and once that's done, the panel shifting laterally won't happen. There we go. So hopefully everything is fine. Solar panels on, 600 watts, ready to finish the wiring. With these guys on top of the roof, I can start the whole wiring thing. I think first things first, I'm gonna get this guy on here, like so. And he's gonna go right there, like that. They come up together and then come back here and into this guy. That placement's about as good as I want it, so that's great. I took a punch and I punched from the inside where I wanted it, just so I could feel a little mark, and then I'm going to drill from the outside in just so that I can keep all the metal shavings outside. All right, here goes nothing. Well, you know how thick the insulation is there? Thicker than the hole saw. There we go. A little tight. Oh, it does fit. Let that dry. Back up top. It's a lot easier to do these now than it would be to do them later. And then run the wires through the grommets. There we go, looks good. There we go. And then they'll connect to the connectors here. This is not working. Okay. This is not working. Shit. This is a nightmare, guys. Holy crap. Perfect application. Looks okay. I'm not going to take the weight off it because it's supposed to be cured for 24 hours, so I'll look at it later this afternoon, give it some more time, but it looks like it might be okay. Let's talk to that guy in there. Get a good connection. Tinned copper stranded wire. It's supposed to be better for vibration. Went ahead and wired it up, and now I gotta thread this through the hole and get it installed. Boom. And boom. Guys gotta go through there like so. And make sure these holes line up. Job 1 of the day done. Job 2, wire up the solar panel. Each one of these is a series, and I gotta know on which side of each series is the positive and negative, and then I'll go from there. What we got going over here? Yep, this is minus on it, so that makes sense because it's opposite of the other one. So we have positive here, positive there, negative there, negative here. There's my diagram. Beautiful. I'm an artist. You didn't know that. Connectors on the ends of all these cables. See the difference between these two right here? But they go like this. This is the end closest down here, so that one's going to go right directly into the combiner. This is going to go directly into this. There we go. And that is going to go to that negative down there. You got the positive and negative here, and the positive and negative here. Those are like the ones that are going to go into the entry gland in the back, and that pass under and take everything to the back. Connected all these. One positive, one negative. I'll just need to like get it neatly tucked and zip tied away. I must say, it's way more fun to work on the van with Jess here. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Well, there you go. There you have it. Solar hooked up. Doesn't it look neat and tidy? Haha, just kidding. But it will.
Okay, here is the finished solar panels in their full glory. A few months down the road, so they're a little dirtier, but they're still just as good. Where are you going? Oh, you want to be in the shot.
I'm gonna say hi.
So there they are. 600 watts of solar and a man.
And a man.
Not a bad deal. We've got these lovely zip ties, so everything is all neat and tidy now. The total rise is about 6 to 7 inches. It goes below our max fan. All in all, it's a fairly slim profile. And from below, it looks like that.
That's a good amount of solar to have on top of a van. One of a couple different ways we're going to keep our batteries topped off to make sure we never run out of power with our 510 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery bank. So we should be good to go once the whole electrical system is installed. I don't think we're going to have a lot to worry about. Well, there you have it. Very tedious, very long build. I hope you enjoyed it. In the end, I think I enjoyed it too. I'm super happy with the result.
Stay tuned for our next video, which is going to be working on making our bed.
Is that the next one?
I think so.
Oh, that was a good one.
It's going to be exciting. So stay tuned, like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Bye. Bye.
See ya.
Putting solar pizzles on the Vizzle would be dizzle.
Oh shit.